Welcome to Madison, Wisconsin, Governor Christie. It's Martin Luther King Day, and that'll be the theme of our interview today. We're going to call it One-on-One with Governor Christie. By the way, a famous religious figure once said, "Man does not live by bread alone." Now, turning to the secular, I'd like to quote from Abraham Lincoln. This book here was published in 1865, right after the incident at Ford Theater. This is the last paragraph of the great president's second inaugural address. With malice towards none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind the nation's wounds, to care for him who shall bore the battle, and for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations. He was then sworn in by Chief Justice Chase. The first time he was sworn in by Chief Justice Tandy, who wrote the Dred Scott decision, Governor Christie. Okay. Now, I assume you want to walk in the shoes of President Lincoln. Well, President Lincoln was a humble man, and that's going to be the subject of our interview here today. Many of these questions, Governor Christie, will be rhetorical questions, so if you can't find the words, that'll be understandable. The thrust of humility. We have an opinion from the New York Times. Let's see, it's dated January 12, 2014. The eye in Christie's storm. There's your pink and body, Governor Christie, with a giant eye across it. Now, they said that Hillary Rodham Clinton and her husband as well have learned humility, at least learned how to project humility. Oh, I see you have It Takes a Village. How interesting, Governor Christie. I'd take a glance at that if I was you. Now, I'll give you a copy of this column from the New York Times when you're done here today. Now, I see that you're wearing my father's corn hat from Iowa. Going to make a little side trip after you leave Madison over to the Caucasus State, Governor Christie. In that regard, I noticed that you just went to a fundraiser after the bridge fiasco in Florida. I'd like to let you know that Florida and Iowa were admitted to the Union the same day. Florida as a slave state, Iowa as a free state. The slave states insisted that if there was going to be a free state admitted, there had to be a slave state admitted the same day. Now, you haven't said anything yet, Governor Christie. Okay, this is Martin Luther King Day. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to implement humility, to turn away from yourself and turn towards things that matter. Now, I recently visited the Southern Poverty Law Center in Montgomery, Alabama. It was the 60th anniversary of the black and the white pilots meeting at Maxwell Air Force Base the day I was there. You see, they weren't allowed to mix, but that day the clouds brought them down, the gods brought them down, and they had no choice but to talk to each other. And 60 years later, Governor Christie, they were having a reunion talking to each other. Now let's look at what the Southern Poverty Law Center says about hate in the United States. It says there's 1,700 active hate groups. And let's see, of the 50 states, here's the state of New Jersey. It's completely filled in with swastikas. Not Alabama, not Florida, not Iowa, but New Jersey, Governor Christie. So, as a final suggestion on how you can perhaps make up let's not call it the bridge to the 21st century over there in Fort Lee. Let's call it the bridge to the 19th century. And instead of going after the village of Fort Lee, why don't you use the model from Africa that Hillary Rodham Clinton does? It takes a village. And as a final suggestion, I can't got your tongue. I haven't heard a word out of you. When I go to Iowa, this is where I stay. Coincidentally, it turned out to be the same place where Hillary Rodham Clinton stays when she's in Iowa. It's the Strawberry Farm Bed and Breakfast of Muscatine, Iowa. She's got the bedroom in the middle of the upstairs. I stay at the bedroom at the end. So, as we close the situation here, I'm just curious, when you were in Florida, did you stay at a bed and breakfast, or did you stay at the Carlton Ritz? Governor Christie. Now, as we end, I'm going to make a suggestion to you. Stop the hate. Stop the hate, Governor Christie. Start focusing in on yourself. Excuse me, that was a Freudian slip. Stop focusing in on yourself and look at the map of the United States of America. Clean up your own doorstep before you start telling the rest of us what to do. I bid you a good day. And Ambassador Andrew Young, who walked with Dr. King, will be at the Oversenator Center in Madison tonight if you'd like to talk to the ambassador.